set us talking points this week, and we've 3 guests to take charge of them in their own ways. First of all, Jonathan King, who's just come back from America, Virginia Ironside, a record critic, and with or without that, Michael Crawford. Now, our letter of the week is from Birmingham.
I run a group in Birmingham and also sing with it. We've won 2 local contests so far. I've made a record at my own expense, which a lot of people say is good enough for the charts. The thing is, what do we do now? Should we get an agent, or go it alone and hope a record company or somebody will spot us? Yours sincerely.
Jonathan King, now you're the man who's gone it alone. What would you advise?
Well, the obvious thing is to take the record he's made, the demo disc as we call them, take it along to one of the A&R men or record producers that he admires and see what he has to say about it. Then later on, if he wants to, he can get himself an agent, if he really wants to. But first of all, take it to a producer, and the producer will make you a good record. Then if you've got a hit, you're away.
Yeah, but I mean, don't forget, if you, these boys are up in Birmingham. I mean, if you're centred in London, this is easy. For a start, unless you've got a knockout record, the first person you take it to isn't going to listen to it. It's going to take ages to get people to, you know, if it is worth listening to. I think you should go to, you know, an agent right away and get him to do the work for you. You pay for it, and he does the work for you.
As well.
It's his job.
And he's also prepared to put up money, and he will be able to advise you on the record.
Yeah. I mean, you did it, but I think you know, you can't generalise and say that everybody should do it the way you did it. You were very lucky.
Well, I see your point, but the thing is, if you persevere, you usually get away with it. The thing is to try pushing at an A&R man as a producer, first of all. If you get an agent to start with, you could get
how many people try and do this a day?
got.
They won't listen to the outsider. They'll listen to someone with, I mean, you can get good agents and bad agents, of course, but a good agent, A&R men or whoever represents a record company, respects a good agent and will listen to what he's got to offer.
Also, it's much easier if someone else is selling for you. I mean, if I were to say Michael Crawford is great, they'd be more prepared to listen to me than if I said Virginia Ironside is great.
Especially with a young person. I mean, after all, the whole point is that he hasn't got very much experience and he doesn't know the business. I mean, surely he's cutting down the amount of time by going to somebody whose job it is to know about it.
You're selling a product, it should be presented in the right way as well, and an agent knows how to do this, whether to present it in a nice package like the Beatles are smart and the pretty things aren't so smart. But I mean, there's a difference, and however you're going to present yourself, I think it should be governed by one person.
Yeah.
No, I don't agree at all.
Also, he'll be able to see you all objectively and be able to criticise the whole thing.
And what about representation in America as well?
Absolutely.
Or abroad anywhere.
This boy is what he's got to do now to try and get himself recognised. The first thing, obviously, is to get a record. If you've got a good record, good agents will listen to you. If you've just got a rough demo disc and nothing particularly original, you're only going to get the bad agents interested in you, and then you're done for.
Well, we seem to be rather divided on that. The second letter we just couldn't resist for obvious reasons.
I'm 14. Dave is 17. We've been going out with each other for some time. The only trouble is that Dave is the double in a film made of The Pretty Things. His hair is about the same length and style, and he always wears the same things as Phil, though not on purpose. When Dave and I are together, he often gets torn to bits by screaming girls. I've tried telling the girls it's not film made, but they just look at me as if I'm some sort of nut. Yours?
Jonathan.
I can't understand this. I know a girl whose boyfriend looks just like Jonathan King, and she never has any trouble.
Virginia.
Well, I don't know what she's worrying about. I think she's jolly lucky.
Michael.
I think she's very lucky he doesn't look like Jimmy Savile.
Well, if I had a boyfriend, I wouldn't mind if he looked like that pretty thing Barry Fantoni.